In this module, we're going to be looking at interpreting multiple choice questions effectively. Now, success in the UK theory driving test relies not only on your knowledge of driving rules and regulations, but also on your ability to interpret and answer multiple choice questions accurately. Now, this module will equip you with essential strategies for breaking down, analysing, and confidently responding to multiple choice questions, even when you encounter unfamiliar wording or challenging options. Through practical examples and actionable techniques, you will learn to spot distractors, manage your confidence, and maximize your performance. So let's look at multiple choice strategies. Now, multiple choice questions, or sometimes abbreviated to MCQs, are designed to assess your understanding by offering a question or a statement followed by several answer options. Usually, you must select the one correct answer from 4 possibilities. Here are effective strategies to approach these questions. First and foremost, read the question thoroughly. Avoid jumping to the answer. Carefully read every word to ensure you understand exactly what is being asked. Pay attention to keywords such as always, never, most, or least, which can change the meaning. Paraphrase the question. Restate the question in your own words. This helps clarify what is being tested and can reveal hidden details or nuances in the question. Try to predict the answer. Now, before looking at the options, think about what the correct answer might be. This helps prevent being misled by the distractors. Evaluate every option. Now, consider each answer choice carefully. Even if the first one seems correct, sometimes options are worded to appear right at first glance. Use the process of elimination. Remove options that are clearly wrong or irrelevant. Narrowing down choices increases your chance of selecting the correct answer. Beware of absolutes. Now, answers that use words like always or never are rarely correct unless the rule truly has no exceptions. So some example questions then. Let's practice with some representative multiple choice questions similar to those found on the UK theory driving test. We'll walk through each question step by step, demonstrating the strategies introduced above. Now, example 1. This is the question. When must you use dipped headlights during the day? A. When parking on a hill. B. When driving in a tunnel. C. When visibility is seriously reduced. Or D. When driving below 30 miles per hour. So the step-by-step interpretation will be something like this. Read the question. The word must signals a legal requirement, not just a recommendation. It's necessary. Paraphrase. In what daytime situation is it legally required to use dipped headlights? Predict. Think about when lights are legally required during the day, typically when visibility is poor. Eliminate A. Parking on a hill. No legal requirement for headlights. B. In a tunnel. Sometimes required, but not specified as must in all tunnels. Driving below 30 miles per hour. Speed is not a legal trigger for headlights. C. When visibility is seriously reduced. Now this aligns with the law. Correct answer, C. When visibility is seriously reduced. Let's look at another example. Example 2. What should you do if you see a pedestrian with a white stick and a red band? A, they are blind and deaf. Take extra care. B, they are a school crossing patrol. C, they are partially sighted only. Or D, they have a guide dog. Let's look at the step-by-step interpretation. Read the question. What does the white stick and red band signify? Predict. Recall knowledge. Red band indicates both blind and deaf. Eliminate B and D. They're unrelated. C is incorrect. Red band is not for partial sight. Correct answer A. They are blind and deaf. Take extra care. So that's a couple of examples. Let's look at spotting distractors. Now, distractors are answer options designed to tempt you into making a mistake. Yes, they do. They may include plausible but incorrect options. Answers that should or sound right but are factually incorrect. Common misconceptions. These are options based on frequently misunderstood rules. It's important that you do fully understand the rules. Irrelevant information. Now, answers that are true but unrelated to the question. Why are they there? Extreme or absolute statements. As mentioned, answers with words like always or never are often distractors unless the law is absolute, i.e. necessary. Let's examine how to spot distractors in a sample question here. This is a sample question. What is the national speed limit on a single carriageway? Single carriageway roads for cars and motorcycles. So A, is it 30 miles per hour? Is it B, 50 miles per hour? C, 60 miles per hour? Or D, 70 miles per hour? Let's analyze. A, now 30 miles per hour. Yeah, it's commonly known as the speed limit, but for urban areas, but not a national limit for single carriageways. B, 50 miles per hour. Used in some areas, but not the national limit. 60 miles per hour is the correct answer. 70 miles per hour, now this is a distractor. This is the national speed limit for dual carriageways and motorways, not single carriageways. Notice how D, 70 miles per hour, is a distractor. It is correct information, but for a different road type. Recognizing this helps to avoid the trap of distractors. So, best practices. To master multiple choice questions, adopt these best practices for every test session. Now, we keep repeating this, but take your time. Don't rush. Use the full time allowed for each question to read and consider all options. Stay calm and focused. If you encounter a difficult question, remain calm. Mark it for review and return later if unsure. Trust your preparation. Often your first instinct is correct, especially if you've studied thoroughly, but avoid overthinking unless you spot a clear error in your initial choice. That's almost contradicting what we've said before, but that's that gut feeling that we often work on. Double check for negatives. Watch for words like not, except, or never in questions. These can reverse the logic and lead to mistakes if overlooked. So they very, very cleverly hide them sometimes in the things to switch what the answer might be. Manage answer with confidence. After answering, quickly assess your confidence. If you're unsure, flag the question and visit it if the time permits later on. Practice regularly. Familiarity reduces the anxiety. Use official practice tests and review explanations for both correct and incorrect. Practice regularly. Familiarity reduces anxiety. Use official practice tests and review explanations for both correct and incorrect answers. Now, real-world application. Interpreting multiple choice questions effectively is not just a test skill. It also sharpens your ability to process information quickly and accurately in real driving scenarios. For example, like correctly interpreting a road sign or understanding a new traffic notice often relies on the same skills. Carefully reading, quick analysis, and confident decision making. The knowledge has to be there, but having that knowledge helps you make those decisions much quicker. You can't go back on a road sign if you're driving. You have to be sure. So, in summary, in this module, you have learned how to approach multiple choice questions with a strategic mind. You've learned to break down and paraphrase questions for deeper understanding. You learned to spot and avoid common distractors. And you learn how to apply best practices to improve accuracy and confidence. Consistent practice with these techniques will enable you to interpret and answer multiple choice questions effectively, greatly enhancing your chances, of course, of success in the UK theory driving test. It's the practice that makes the difference. Having the knowledge, you know this, you've worked through this in this module, but you need to practice it before you go into the test. Thank you for listening. Next video.